Okay, welcome to Art Today. Isabel, is it okay if we film you as we're going so that we can keep track of what you're doing and how I'm teaching you? Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So, have you ever watched a movie that made you feel something? Gave you goosebumps or made you feel warm, fuzzy? What movie made you feel those things?
True Spirit,
True Spirit? Why?
because she almost died.
Because she almost died. And how did you feel when she almost died?
Sad and intense in a way, yeah.
Yeah, great. And so you said intense in a way, do you mean like nervous? You were a bit nervous?
Yeah, like suspense.
Oh, the suspense was building.
Yeah.
Oh, that is one of the hallmarks of a great story. Now, I know you've talked about stories and story arcs, but we're going to explore a bit more about that today and really help you flesh out that framework. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you mentioned that in True Spirit, how the main character, you thought she was going to die.
Yeah.
Did you like the main character?
Yeah.
What made you like her?
She never stops giving up on her dream, and it's just brave.
She was brave. Good stories have similar attributes to what you were talking about, different, similar characteristics. They have a beginning, a middle,
and an end.
and an end. But within that beginning, middle, and end, there's rising action and there's tension at the top. And then the climax is usually the main character resolving the problem that they had. And you can think of Jessica's main problem. Yeah. And then there's a solution, isn't there? There's a resolution towards the end of the movie. As you've talked about and identified already, good stories have really interesting characters also. And good stories also have a problem and a solution. So that rising tension. So when we are telling stories, because we're going to be telling stories this semester in creative arts, we are going to organise the events. Because sometimes when we tell stories, we get a bit distracted along different aspects of the story, and we forget about ensuring that we're taking our viewers and our audience on a journey with us through the story. So great stories are really well planned. They are a series of organised events. So you have the beginning, the rising action, as we talked about, the climax, as you can see at the top of the mountain, and then the falling action, what happens after that main climax event. The falling action leads to the resolution. So that's our main story, which is a narrative arc, isn't it? And you've heard about those before. Excellent. But I wanted to let you know the exciting thing that we are doing this term. This term you'll create, drum roll please, stop motion!
Yeah.
Stop motion video. So stop motion is a way that directors create videos by taking a series of photos or images and putting them all together to make the story, to make it look like the events are moving. Despite each of them just being one still photo, your brain connects all those separate little images together to create the main story. God has made our brains and bodies so smart that he knows the details and he knows how wonderfully we're made, and God gives us the joy of discovering how uniquely and wonderfully our brains are made. And so he's a creative God, and we're made in his image, and we're creative beings. So we're going to get the opportunity to learn more about God and how creative we can be through this process. Does that sound pretty fun? Okay. And we're going to use a flip book today, which is the very original version of a stop motion clip or a story or book. And so we're going to create our very own today, which is going to be pretty fun.
Shaun the sheep.
Shaun the sheep, as you can see. So I'd like you to notice what the artist wants you to see. Is this a good story? Why? Is there a hero or a main character? And how did this make you feel? Okay, we just watched Shaun the Sheep. What did you think?
It was good
What did you notice in that very short story?
when they were passing the basketballs and they kept scoring the goals.
Who was scoring the goals?
The sheep and the dog.
Okay, and so did you identify what the setting was? Where was it? Where was the story set?
Like this farm place.
A farm, did
On
that?
a basketball court, there's a basketball court.
And with a basketball court?
There was a farm in the background.
So that told you something about the setting, and did it tell you something about what might be happening in the story?
Kind of.
What did you notice about the characters?
The dog was mean.
Yeah.
And there was one sheep that was nice to the other sheep that got left out.
Ah, and And so did you notice a hero in the characters? Who do you think the hero was?
The sheep that got left out.
The little one that got left out. What did he need to overcome?
People telling him no and like people telling him what to do and you can't do that.
So far you've identified the beginning and the rising action and tension, which was him being left out. And what happened to resolve that?
He jumped into the courts when the mean dog got the ball and started sitting and bouncing on the basketball and then had a big bounce and got it in.
He figured out a way to do it, and was it funny?
Yeah.
And did that help you
Yeah.
enjoy the story more?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really interesting. Okay, so do you think good stories involve a little bit of humour sometimes?
Yeah.
And do you think you being able to connect with that character helps you understand that story?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what happened at the end?
They scored a goal, the winning goal, and the sheep was the best player on the team and they got the trophy.
And how did that make you feel?
Happy?
Made you feel happy that the hero, the main character, resolved the issue or the problem?
Yeah.
So good. So in that, you've identified all the main characteristics of what makes a great story.
Yep.
Aren't you clever? I saw
Sheep
they were, or you saw a few sheep.
playing basketball.
They were playing basketball, and you noticed the background was
A farm.
a farm, so that was the story setting. Yes, and you also noticed something else that you
was a
identified
basketball
before,
court.
a basketball court. Excellent. It looked like the main character or characters were made out of, what do you think they
Clay.
were made out of? Clay? Yes, but the background was made out of, did you notice what the background was made out of? No? Okay, well we can kind of pull that apart in the future.
It was like made out of like paper and like
You think some of it might have been made out of paper?
Yeah.
And this is a really great process. It's amazing how we just focus on the main characters, and even though everything else does add to the story, we're just focused on the main characters,
At
aren't
the
we?
beginning, it was made out of paper and paper fell.
Ah, yes, the introduction showed us that it was. They almost looked like props on a movie set, didn't they? That fell down, which made it funny to begin with, didn't it? Yeah, so good. So, is there anything that you wondered, or as an artist, that you would do differently, or that you would choose to do anything about the lighting or the timing?
More rising tension.
You think maybe more rising tension would add to the story? Okay. Is there anything that you wonder about how they made that stop motion? Or do you watch that and you know exactly how to make a stop motion from here? No? So what is it that you wonder?
Like how they like. I know the stop motion. You take a photo and move on, but how like some things fall, and
Oh, you noticed that some things fell.
You need to hold them up in that position to take the photo.
How do they make the ball look like it's falling? That takes us perfectly to our next task. Okay, let's do it. Okay, now here's something that I prepared earlier. Now the first thing I noticed is we need to figure out what our main symbol is, what our main object is. So here, as you can see, I've got a circle, and I've identified that the path that I want the circle to make, or the ball to make, is to come off the page, to bounce, and then to go on off the page on the other side. Okay, and so you always start at the back with a flip book. We start here on the edge, and watch what happens as I flip through this. Did you see that? Should I do it again? Whoa, what happened?
It bounced off the page.
Was that pretty cool?
Yeah.
Are you ready to try this
Yeah.
yourself? Okay, what colour would you like? What colour notepad would you
Yellow.
like? Yellow? Okay. So the first thing we do when we're doing a flip pad is to
Start at the back.
identify what our symbol is going to be, what our object is going to be. Have you decided what you would like to do? You could do a square or a circle or a star. It's usually good to start with something really simple.
A circle.
You'd like to do a circle? Excellent. And so then the next thing we need to do, so let's draw our circle on the front. I'm going to do a circle too. Now, how is your I notice you're left-handed, so you're probably going to hold your flip book on the right side
Yeah.
and use your left hand to flip through. So that means we're going to be looking at this side. So how do you want your ball? Do you want it to drop from the top and bounce off? Do you want it to come from the bottom? How do you want to see, what path would you like your ball to take?
I want it to like start off as a ball and then add things on to make it a rocket.
To make it a rocket ball. How are you going? Oh, it's going to take off. That's very creative. Whoa. So remember, we need to draw lots and lots. We're going to draw maybe 20 pictures.
Yeah.
Okay. So what path? So my ball is going to drop this time from the top, and it's going to bounce up high, and then it's going to bounce again, and then it's going to go off. So mine is going to come from the top and bounce twice, and then it's going to go off. What path is yours going to take?
So it starts off as a ball. And then
So we're just showing the ball at this stage. We're not showing how it transforms into another image.
it starts as it gets higher. It starts adding pictures of the rocket. Once it gets to the top of the page, it's a full rocket.
So your ball is going to spontaneously start jumping and become a rocket.
Every
Okay.
jump, like every jump becomes a rocket. Like,
Okay.
Every jump you add something, and then you add something, and add something.
Okay, so yours flips this way. So is yours going to start from this part of your page and go like into your flipbook, or is it going to take off above your flipbook?
What do you mean?
So if you're going to flip your flipbook from the back like this,
Yeah.
your ball is going to start here, is that right? And then you want the rocket to take off at the end. So the ball is going to bounce a few times and then become bigger and then transform into a rocket and then take off. So this is the path that you want it to take then. Can you see that? So it's bouncing. Because it's easy to get a little bit lost, just like we plan a story. That's why we plan where our little story is going to go. Okay, so then the next thing we do is start at the back of your flipbook. Okay, so turn to the back page. So I'm starting mine from the top and you're starting yours from the bottom. So let's do it together. Is that good the back?
Yeah.
Oh, so you turned it upside down. Hang on. So what we want to do is remember that we're going to be watching. We're going to be flipping your flipbook. So you're left-handed. So you're going to be flipping your flipbook from the back to the front.
Yeah.
So this. So you're going to start it here.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you hold this open here. That's it. And so we start with our first picture and we draw our first picture. And so mine is a ball that's falling onto the page. Good. And so we want to do about 20 as we go. Okay.
Okay.
And bear in mind that it needs to follow this path. Okay. So you can see where your picture was the last one, and we want to just move it just a tiny bit. Okay. So that each page just progresses the story along a little bit more. And the further apart each image is, it makes it look faster and faster. It effectively speeds up the image the further apart each are. And we want to keep the shape and the size of each ball. Okay, are you ready to see your flipbook?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to hold it. We start at the back. Ready?
No. How do I fit it? I guess.
So all of a sudden,
Okay.
you're right-handed.
Yeah.
Or left-handed?
Right-handed.
So because you're left-handed, you're going to hold it with your right hand, and you're going to flip it from the back like that. Okay. I'm right-handed. Well, you might even be able to flip it like this.
I don't understand how to fit it.
Yep.
Yeah, but then you got to see the
Okay, sit up, bring it up, please. Okay, I'm going to do mine. Let's have a look at mine and see how we go. Oh, it's fine. What happened to mine?
Fell out.
Can you tell me?
Fell out of the box.
It fell out of the box. Was there a box at the top that it fell out of? Shall we watch it again? Oh, I went too fast, didn't I?
And it falls out of the box.
Ah, yes. Did it follow the correct line of movement? I noticed that there were a few that maybe I got a bit distracted. Let's have a look. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Oh, something happened in there. Okay, so the end could have been a bit sharper, perhaps. How are you? How's yours looking? Would you like me to do it for you? Okay, so your flipbook starts on this side.
Yeah.
So let's have a look. Whoa, there was a lot that happened on the side in there, wasn't there? Let's have another look. Whoops, let's try to go a bit slower. The thing with flipbooks is that you can just go through them. Just flip through. Okay, so I love the part where the rocket started moving around, but I kind of missed how the ball became a rocket.
Yeah, me too. I
And then this one is pointing downwards with the rocket going up, and this one is the rocket pointing up. So let's have a look. And then this one it's right way back again.
Yeah.
So I've got a little bit lost right
Yeah.
there. Okay, and then it's building up speed, and then it's building up more speed, and then it's off the page.
Yeah.
It's all off into space.
Yeah.
So shall we try that again and see how we go the second time? Would you like to do it with the same colour again and a bit further? You want to do it with a new colour? Okay. Would you like to use a pencil this time so that you can erase anything that you need to? All right, give it a go. There, or
Yeah.
make sure the pictures join together. And so in making sure the pictures join together, that's what we need to make sure happens with a stop motion also. So now we're going to learn how to make a stop motion. Okay, so how about we stand and watch this one, because we've done a lot of sitting so far. Elements that the artist used to create her stop motion video.
What was the question again?
So the elements, what were the items that the artist needed?
Colourful sticks
Colourful
and
sticks.
the main character.
The main character,
like
the dinosaur.
dragon
Yeah.
thingy.
Yeah.
Ever after.
So good, well done. You identified all the main parts of a narrative arc. Now you've achieved incredible things today. And what we're going to do this term, because you've learnt so much and you've discovered so much today, and you will continue to in the next lessons and weeks, what we're going to start to do is to write in our artist's diary. Okay, so this artist diary, I've already started yours today. We need to start by putting the date on the diary. Yes,
Hello.
today is the 28th.
28.
28th
I
of
know
the 6th.
that. I know that.
It's okay. Okay, now today you're going to write yourself some brief notes about what you learnt. What did you learn today?
Today I learned how to make a flip book and what it needs.
And what a flipbook needs. Excellent. And today I achieved. What did you achieve or accomplish? What did you create today?
A flip book.
You made a flipbook. Well done. So that's what you're going to write. Yeah, what have you got written there?
Today I achieved, in brackets, learned how to identify the intro, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution in the story.
Oh, excellent. Well done. So in this lesson today, we have created a flipbook. Well done. Was that a bit fun?
Yes.
Did you learn something new?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you learn ways that you would change it and do it differently next time?
Yes.
Excellent. And have you been able to name and identify parts of a story arc and what makes a hero engaging?
Yes.
Well done.